Hey guys, good to hear outages SRE from the previous speaker. We are in the same space. Our company name is AutonomOps AI. We built AI SRE to make the SRE's job really easy around incident resolution and alert resolution. There's also other product. I'll try to go quickly, directly into demos. Yeah, so this is how homepage looks like. So you get to see all the interface that SREs would love to see, the incidents and the smart metrics and smart logs. So these are the logs that are related to these particular incidents, and below you see metrics that are related to these particular incidents as well, right? So because most of the time what is time consuming is to look into the logs, search for errors, change different timestamp. And to do when there is incident outage, they are under tremendous pressure. So we want to make this whole process as easy as possible, more like autonomous or maybe one-click driven, so that they get all the heavy lifting done by AI agents, so they can come and connect the dots based on their expertise at the end. Right? So the onboarding is quite simple. So we play nicely with all the integrations that are there on the observability. Essentially, imagine us as intelligence layer on top of observability providers, right? On metrics, you see top 8 or 10 providers, Datadog and Neuralink, Prometheus, and logs, you see Splunk and all that big players. And in this instance, you see PagerDuty and all that, right? So adding anything is very easy. We just need read-only API key. We don't store the data. Agents get access to all that data at the time of incident resolution. So they get the data surgically and do the investigation and analysis, and they don't store the data, right? But we do store the metadata. If there is incident resolution, we want to do better in future if the same incident repeats, right? So whatever is the RCA done by agents, that we store for future uses. And this is one configuration, but also we understand the topology plays an important role in the root cause analysis. You want to understand which one is the symptom, which one is the root cause, or if the backend service talks to a database. So you need to really understand the causal relation between that. So the way we take the topology is also using a topology GPT feature that we have. You can generally chat with that. You can say like what is the number of microservices you have and what databases. We automatically build this, and once you save it, agents get access to this topology, right? And the resolving incident, we have two different ways. One is blast radius. It does tell you like what has been affected so far, which service is safe, which service is being affected. And the war room is our patent pending approach, where 5 different expert agents come and then look at the incident. So the blast radius looks like this. So this is the incident that happened probably over a period of 2 hours. So you want to understand how it evolved. So you could just say, hey, give me a timeline of how this thing evolved, right? So what are all the list of services? Remember, we configured the topology. So that's how we were able to get that. And agents look at all the metrics and logs for those services, and they connect all the dots. And you could see a timeline, like over a period of time, how things got evolved. And you can click at any point of time and then click the node and get its metrics and logs as well, like what is green, what is red. It doesn't do full root cause analysis, but as a good tool, we can first get impression of what has been failing, before you get into the root cause. Right? And from there, you can click the RCA, which is, as I said, clicking war room. So we want to make it as simple as possible. Like imagine someone looking at multiple dashboards, looking at metrics, looking at searching various queries. So it's not an easy experience. And on average, it takes like a couple of hours, but I spent in a war room which took 1.5 days. It was happening between US and India. It was not fun, right? Because no one is correlating, and then we were losing a lot of time context switching. So the war room looks like this. Once you click any incident, the war room button, so we bring in 5 different expert agents. The metrics agent looks at the metrics surgically. You don't even need to input the metric names. And it gets all those metrics and data. It runs multiple different anomaly detection models, and then take the ensemble score, and then also nicely does AI analysis as well on top. Because we had to do ML, that's to reduce hallucination if someone is wondering why. And the next step is logs AI agent. It does the same thing. The idea here is to able to find the metric spikes, metric anomalies. In the logs, we want to find important logs, error logs, and log anomalies, right? That's when the important step comes into picture. So we do all the log volume, log error, log patterns, all that stuff. But from my experience, based on what I spent in those war rooms and working closely and dealing with AML products in this space, correlation is where people spend a lot of time. That's where a lot of the human burden is happening right now. So all that we are offloading to AI agent. So it is automatically offloading here for this Kafka issue. It was able to find out that latency max metric spike is directly related to some duplicate key exceptions. This is actually happening in our customer environment. And this is just one key thing, and then there are others with medium strength correlation as well. And you could see all these things, and then root cause agent has complete picture about what all happened from these three agents, and then if there is more than one, it gives a root cause as well, right? And these are the recommendations based on the root cause agent. It tries to give more than one recommendation along with the steps, but these are all AI-driven recommendations. But to get best recommendations, you can configure your own runbooks. That also you can create with AI. And we do support 20 different steps of creating runbooks. So whatever you can possibly imagine to solve anyone's runbook, we already covered it here, right? And you can create with AI. That also 2-3 hours of runbook creation, we brought it down to 2 minutes. And then you add any steps, you can add the step, and then you can create diagrams or probably any other stuff that is relevant for you. This is like we are applying Pareto principle. So 80% of the time, top 20% of recurring instances, they do happen all the time. So what does it take to create runbooks for those top 20% instances, which could be 10 or 20 or 30 based on the organization size? Then not only you, your entire team is reaping benefits of that, right? And also AI agents too, right? So that is one kind of agentic war room. Now we also have another feature, which is to take this investigation to the next level, which is agentic graph investigation that does talk to MCPs as well. And you can run any issue, and then you can just explain your thing, and then agents come and work in a graph fashion to understand what is going on here. So now we can see it is trying to analyze the query and then understanding the metrics that are relevant here, and it's trying to pull all the metrics from there. And then it's figuring out what are relevant metrics for that. And there are only 12 metrics relevant here. And then getting the analysis and getting all that data. But it doesn't do the full analysis. It still needs logs. So it went and got the logs. Now it is analyzing that logs as well. And still somewhere, it needed more. So ultimately it connected all these things here. Now you could see, what is the final answers based on, how the graph investigation is being done. So it's more like agentic graph investigation. We have tons of other features as well. We have reactive insights. We have predictive insights as well. What went wrong and what's going to happen. We can predict even the breaches by looking at patterns. And you can talk to agent just by in a free language. So I'm just asking for Kafka metrics and extract the insights. It understood what Kafka metrics, and then it tries to answer the question. So that's in the agent mode. Second, so that's about AI, sorry. So we have another product. How much time do we have left out? Do we have 2 minutes? Yeah. Okay. So you could see the topology part of it that most of our customers during the demos liked it. So we thought we would build a whole product around that architect use cases. So how to make the diagramming easy, flowcharts easy, that's using our AI architect, which is called architecture.dev. So what you can do is, so we support a bunch of features, right? So almost 20 features. So the diagramming made easy, and then code analysis and code documentations and cost estimator and all that. So you could just ask like, hey, what you want to build? Probably you're building Flipkart architecture or whatnot. If there's a plan mode, it asks for quizzes. And all that is done in 20 seconds or so. You can export it or even perfect it. You can take it into the chat window and then ask further questions. If it's a flowcharts, we support flowcharts, sequence diagram, and API use case diagram. So you just need to explain your thing in a simple English prompt, and then we convert all these things. So all the diagramming made easy, and if you want, you can further enhance it as well, right? And you can even connect to your real DB and execute some queries and get the JSON and then put the whole DB visualizer. And I have to mention code analysis. I don't want to steal the thunder here. The next speaker is Econ Labs. We are a design partner to them. They built an amazing feature. As it is relevant, we are partnering up with them to bring that stuff to this as well. So they will explain in a better way. So you can do all this cost estimator. You can, once there is a saved architecture, you can get that, and then you can do AWS savings, GCP cost analysis, and all that. Scalability analysis, security analysis, and then you can even do AI-based documentations, all that stuff. Yeah, so we are also into infrastructure as code. We can connect to your infrastructure from AWS and Azure, and then we can do the coverage analysis and also drift analysis and all that. So do come out to I-105 booth to get a snapshot of all these two products as well. Thank you, everyone.